Hi there. Today's book is Philip Guston, one of my favorite artists. This is a book of Nixon drawings, Richard Nixon from 1971 and 1975. It's quite a chunky book, one that I picked up a number of years ago. Since then, I picked up an even thicker book, which is his collected paintings, or basically a retrospective. So this book, I believe, will go up for sale. Again, part of my, well, not even a New Year's resolution, but part of my getting older phase is to decide on what I should keep and what should go. I do love Richard Nixon. I mean, I grew up in comics and, anything to do with graphic novels, Mad Magazine, etc. So in some respects, his paintings, even the comical aspect of some of his drawings, really made me question, like, what is art? And it is kind of interesting because you have Philip Roth here at the bottom, obviously a very intellectual author. Made me question, like, I mean, something like this. I mean, what can art be? So I will flip through this book. It is a massive book. The paper is kind of rough. It's a beautiful book. I'm not American, so I do know Richard Nixon, obviously, but I can't say I'm really that interested in Richard Nixon. It says here, so when the 1960s came along, I was feeling split, schizophrenic, the war, what was happening to America, the brutality of the world. What kind of a man am I, sitting at home reading magazines, going to a frustrated fury about everything, and then going to my studio to adjust a red to a blue? I thought there must be some way that I could do something about it. Okay, so here you go. Here's his reason for making these paintings. I mean, before then he was, I don't think he was part of the, what do you call it? Impressionistic abstract. I don't know if he was in that bunch of paintings I don't know if he was in that bunch of art group or artists for a long time. I do know that some of his work like this was very abstract, and maybe that's what he was referring to when he mentioned that he was making these very simple paintings. Here you can see perhaps some of his influences. This is Crazy Cat. And this is one of his other paintings that are or drawings which are quite similar. This is also quite interesting, juxtaposing his painting with a more standard oil painting. I have to apologize, this is a pretty large format book, so I hope that I can flip the pages well enough. When I came back from Europe in the summer of 1971, I was pretty disturbed about everything in the country politically, the administration specifically, and I started doing cartoon characters. And one thing led to another, and so for many months, awful months, I did hundreds of drawings, and they seemed to form a kind of storyline, a sequence. So that was quite insightful just to read those quotes. So if they do pop up, I'll keep on reading them. There's a guy called William Kentridge who kind of reminded me of this. It's a British guy, or South African, I think, maybe. Is it just me, or does his face look like a scrotum? It's terrible. does have a very unique way of drawing. The even the way that the waves are drawn, or the stubble in his face, or the roughness of his lines. They're not straight lines, are they? They're very rough. I mean, they're all wobbly. I wonder if these pictures were ever really made for publication when he was alive. I have no idea. I mean, I would hope they were, like with his permission. He does have the Ku Klux Klan pop up in some of his paintings. I don't know if they're going to make an appearance in this book. I imagine they would. Here you go. I picked this book up in a bookshop in Ginza. Again, it's Steyr tea site. They have a lot of art books there. From time to time, they have sales. I think once or twice a year, at least once a year, and sometimes books are 50% off. Sometimes they're 80% off. I generally pick them up when they're about 80% off. And during those 80% off sales, there's not that many books, to be honest. I think a lot of people stay away from these large books because we don't have that much space here in the apartments and the houses. But during those periods, I do tend to pick up quite a few big books. And over the years, naturally, I've collected quite a lot. And then as the years go by, you end up picking up this similar author, but a different style of book that perhaps you like more. Which makes you realize that perhaps it's time to sell off the old books which you picked up years ago. That's where I am at with this book. I do appreciate his drawings. It does make me want to doodle a little bit. But again, I think there may be a house that appreciates this book more so than I do at this stage of my life. Anyway, let me know what you think about this book. Are you a fan of Richard Guston? Do you like his paintings more than his drawings? I would imagine you would. Here he is again with Philip Roth. Abstract Impressionism. That's what I was looking for before. It's these types of paintings which are amazing. This is the Ku Klux Klan representation that I was talking about before. This book does have a lot of text. You can definitely enjoy reading all about the themes of his work and his history, etc. Here is again the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, he also, I think the Holocaust played some type of influence in his paintings. I read I think I watched a YouTube clip once saying that he was always on the lookout for this color paint. Whenever he saw this paint, he would buy it. It's this kind of red color that he used a lot. gonna say kind of reminds me of Robert Crumb. There's Philip Roth again. That's a great picture. Okay, that's it, guys. Hope you enjoyed that one. Have a great day ahead. That was Philip Guston, Nixon drawings.